from the Sweet Spot by TLF, a customized CRM all-in-one system powered by Go High Level. So if you know me or if you followed any of my videos or my socials, you know that I love making our business simpler and easier to run, which means getting rid of applications, programs, systems that don't connect, cost us money, and are all over the place. And so in this video, I'm going to show you how to create a bio link tree for Instagram and other socials. And so many of you are probably familiar with Linktree, the company itself. And this is an example of a Linktree that I created for one of my businesses using the free version. They do have paid versions that have more functionality. But what I don't, which is great and it works great and it has all the things you need basically, but some of the things I don't like is that it has some stuff that, like this button at the top, that takes people away from your Linktree and sends them off to Linktree itself, and has some stuff in the bottom that don't belong to your branding. And there's limitations to how much you can customize it. And so that's why I wanted to create my very own, like this, sort of a copycat version that matches my branding, but still has the look that people are familiar with. And so if you have a sub account in my Sweet Spot, you will already have an entire folder of templates that I've created. I'm also going to share the ones that I created of my own so people can use them. And so if you aren't on mine, or if you are in another agency or have your own Go High Level account, here's how you would start and look for templates that exist. And I always suggest you start from a template if possible. So you click the new website button and you can start from blank, or if this is accessible to you, depending on the system that you're on, you can select that and go continue. And when the screen opens up, and for my clients, I always allow access to the full library. While I have tons of templates that I've chosen or that I've created that are high converting, I want people to have the option to go in and be inspired by different design ideas and not have to create stuff from scratch. So I always leave this open to my clients. It may not be open to you. So to find the templates that exist, just type link, and there's several here. You can preview them, or you can choose the favorite, or you can even just like them if you don't want to download them. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to choose this one, but I'm not going to do that now. I've already downloaded it. So I would go choose template, and as soon as you did that, it would show up in your list of things, and you can go in and edit. And I'll show you some quick edits you can do, and then I'll flip back to the ones that I created. And I also will talk in this video about how to optimize the link that you'll have on Instagram so it's branded as well. Sometimes it takes a while for these to load. So I'm just going to go edit. Hopefully it'll just open up. Awesome. So here it is. It's pretty great. It's a very basic version. If you look back at mine and at the original one, it doesn't include some of the things that are common, which is your Instagram name and your description. So I'm just going to copy that from mine, and I'm going to go in. So everything here is customizable. So this picture in the background is, if you select the row, you'll see it comes up here. So you can go into your own media gallery and you can choose your background. So I happen to have several backgrounds loaded into my media storage. This one is the one I use for the Sweet Spot, but I have some others. So let's just choose, I like this wavy one. So there you go. So now you can see all of a sudden that it's made this text the wrong color. So you just select the text box, you scroll down, and then you can change the color. And so for me, I'm going to change it to my brand colors. And it didn't change. That's because sometimes in High Level, if it has been adjusted in this window, you have to go in and change it there. And so in this case, I'm going to pretend that this body shop has a Instagram called Collisions. Collisions Are Us. Collisions Are Us. And then I'm going to drop in here, pretending that this is the byline. I'm going to drop in my things, and you can see, again, it's white, so I'm going to change it to blue. And I also don't like that it is there, and I don't want it on 3 lines, so I'm going to go here and I am going to change the padding so it's 10 and 10. Maybe I could have done it 20. Let's do 20 because it's better to have more space around. So already that's looking more like my brand. And then I can go into the image and I can go and change the image. So it's under General, you click here. Again, in my media storage, I have some Coach images loaded, and let's just go with the circular one to keep with the style. So now to create a circle one, I've done this in Canva. You can use frames in there. And now the other thing that's different is there's some in this example and in the actual link tree, this stuff is much closer together, and then the socials are right below. So I'm going to go and remove some of the spacing after here. So you can see there's that. Whoops, I'm going to make that 0, so that'll bring it more together. Now, it's missing the icons, the social icons. And what's awesome about High Level is it has this social media icons option here. One thing to note is that these are the only options. You can have them square color, brand colors, dark, rounded dark, or light gray. There's no option right now, and maybe when you watch this video there will be, to change these colors, and you can't change them by custom codes, CSS. So you can see in mine here, here, I went with the gray, which is fine. It's not perfect. I would rather it be white, but we're using what we have. So I like the round ones. If you want to stick to the style that's in Linktree, you would just make them solid, but I think I kind of like these. So you just drag it over, and then you can, so I don't like, it's too much spacing again up here, because you want people to be able to see your buttons and not have to scroll a lot. I'm also going to change, oh, see, there's padding down there. Anyway, so that's looking more like it. And so now you can go in and you can, here's all the ones, you can get rid of the ones you don't have and delete them. You can reorder them by dragging them, etc. And then to edit the links, you just have to go in and then add your link here. And I would always leave it as a new window so that your link tree stays open. And then once you add that in, you go update, and that's it. All right, and so then the other customization is the buttons. So you're gonna have to do these individually. If you want, you can change one of them, delete the others, and then duplicate, which is what I'm gonna do. Oh no, I'm not gonna do that because then it gets rid of the titles. No, that's fine. I'm going to do that. I'm second guessing myself here. So I'm going to change this one, go to Styles, and you can see it's got a border color of that blue. So I want this to be in my colors, so I'm actually going to make the border color blue. And I'm going to make the button itself this color. And I'm going to make the text white. So that's how it would look like. Not sure I love that, but you get the point. And then you can go to this, you go to the general, And then you can put text, you can put subtext, lots of cool things here. And then the last thing you need to do is you need to say what you want to happen with the button. I don't like the subline, I want it simple, so I'm going to take that out. So then you scroll down on general and link to, you go website URL. You can do all kinds of things. Download file, you can attach a file right there if you want. Go to another page like your website. Sorry, not your website, but if you had more pages in this, you could have a secondary link tree that it would go to, but I wouldn't suggest that. So I would just suggest the website URL, and then let's just pick, I have my friend's call here open, so I'm just going to copy that link. Oops. Here it is. And I'm going to paste that here. And I'm going to select, and then you save. Make sure you keep saving. And then make sure you also add a title, a description, and keywords, and your name, and most importantly, a social image. Because if somebody shares your link tree, or if you share your link tree with someone, you want them to be able to do it. See all that information. So then you can just duplicate the button, and then you can change the information, and you can keep doing that for as many as you want. And then like I showed you, if you already have pre-built sections, like a footer, you can use standard ones here, or saved assets. I'm actually going to go to universal sections, like I showed you, and I'm going to add it below. Didn't add it. There we go. Close this. Maybe it did add it. Nope. And because, like I said earlier, this is a universal section, I'm going to make, and I want to change it. I don't want to have all this spacing because it's going to be mostly viewed on mobile. I'm going to duplicate it. And then when you duplicate it, it makes this a regular section. So now I can delete the universal one. And then I can edit these, make them smaller, etc. And then of course I want to bring this closer to the bottom, and so I'm going to get rid of that stuff, and there you go. And then make sure you save, and then there's your link tree. If you go here, you'll see here it shows, this is why, here it shows the bottom, but if you showed it on mobile, it wouldn't look like that. And then it has all of your links, assuming you've changed them. All right, so that's it. So then the next important thing is creating, so once you have all your stuff done, creating the link, always check the mobile version as well. I noticed that the mobile version makes the buttons look like they're really close, but when you actually go on the mobile site, you don't have that same situation, so don't worry about that. As long as they're not overlapping and that sort of thing, you're fine. Just leave the buttons, the spacing and the padding that it suggests. And so then what you need to do is you need to attach it to something. So that's where domains. So if you're in your settings and you go to domains and redirects, you can create a subdomain. In my case, I called it links.thesweetspot by TLF. I got that set up with my domain provider. And then I attached that website to it and made that page the default page. So this way, I don't actually have to use this one. I don't have to go, I'll go back. So this is my final version here. You can see I brought this together, et cetera, et cetera. It has all my information, my terms and conditions, et cetera, et cetera. So this way, because I made this a website, I don't have to use this, slash to make it happen, because I've made that first page the default page. So the only thing then just to keep in mind is that you cannot then use this subdomain for something else because it'll mess up. So that's everything. I hope you enjoyed that. Here's my version, as I said. I did originally create one like this that had a headline and some information, which you can do as well, but I do much prefer this version here. And then on Instagram, oh, I wanted to show you that what's great about this is then your links can be just like this, and you can call it Linktree. People know what that is. When you do it on Instagram, if you don't include your Facebook profile as a link, it will actually be the only link and it'll show up on there. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video.